Rolling.
Okay, first up is the Echo CS-4310. This little spinner right here, if it was a cheerleader, was the one getting thrown way up in the air. It's light, nimble, and very athletic, I think. I don't know. I've warmed it up and gotten it all readied and hot and bothered, but I'm about ready to introduce it for the first time ever to some wood. So, without further ado, I'm Bodie. I'm finally back from Germany, and I'm popping cherries. Oh, anticlimactic. It ain't acting quite right, but everybody knows that these Echoes take forever to break in, but it's not wanting to rev like I feel like it should. But I had tuned it previously at the shop. The highest I could get it was 12.7, but I backed it off of that and got it down to about 12.5, 12,500 RPMs. Now the manual clearly says that it needs to run at 13,300, but of course that's going to be after it's broken in. But yeah, I mean it's got good power, feels good, feels really good to use, but the tune, you know, this might be something that I deal with for the entire first tank. So, but we're about to get into some bigger wood now. like that's the best that I'm going to be able to make it run right there. So from here on out, I'm just going to be cutting. I think I got it tuned about as good as I can tune it, and then I'll let you know afterwards my initial thoughts. God, that's fucking annoying. Woo.
Muscadine vine.
right over there.
Pause it. Rolling.
Are you zoomed in, babe?
Yeah?
All right. So, definitely, I hate getting a new saw and breaking it in. Not because I want to be sure that I break it in properly or anything like that. It's a two-stroke, guys. It's hard to actually mess up the break-in process. You know, they're being lubricated by the fuel. So if it's running, it is being lubricated. But I do want to run mine just a tiny bit rich for the first tank or so. But and that's what I was trying to do with this, but damn, it did not like it. And whenever I would get in there to a nice 10-inch piece of wood, or even smaller ones, honestly, and I would go at it, if I just over torqued it just a little bit, then the engine would lose its RPM and want to bog. And so that's telling me, you know, I don't have enough fuel. So then whenever I'd put more fuel to it, then it'd do like exactly the same thing. So I guess all in all, as far as the power goes, I can't really tell you a damn thing because it's all over the place, constantly back and forth with the screwdriver trying to tune it. What I can tell you is whenever it pulls decent. It's a 43cc saw, guys. It's not meant to bury a 20-inch bar in the wood. But it is meant to rev really fast, and it's not wanting to do that. It needs to break in. I get it. Alright, I'm not expecting much of it right now. So it ran, it did not run good, which is why, like, I think they changed their name from Hayes Machinery to National Machinery, something like that. Guys over in England, I don't know, it seems like a couple salesmen that are doing chainsaw videos, and they're fun, you know. They don't seem to know what they're doing with the chainsaws, but they're fun to watch. But they did a test putting this and several other 40cc saws up against each other, and this thing lost. Well, it was brand new out of the box, and I could not get that thing to perform. So it is extremely typical of Echoes that they fucking suck right out of the box. So don't go expecting anything, and don't get upset if right out of the box your Echo isn't what you hoped it was going to be. Because these things take a good 10 tanks of fuel to really start running right. And that's just it. That's their break-in process. So, aside from all of that jib-jabber, how do I like the saw? Fucking stellar. The thing weighs nothing. It's like I'm holding a little tiny bunny rabbit, you know, it's sitting there eating away at the wood. The chain that's on it is a semi-chisel chain, but for a semi-chisel chain, I felt like it cut pretty good. Ooh, that's hot as bejesus. I'm gonna have to turn that oiler up or something because that bar is hot. So it felt really good. It was really good to handle, and I honestly think that after roughly 10 times of using this thing, I'm gonna love it, and that's whenever I'll actually break it apart and port it. But you know, as it is right now, it's extremely typical of Echoes. They just don't run good out of the box whatsoever. So, but that's it. The initial review of the 4310 is it feels great in the hands. It's extremely nimble, fun to cut with, but right out of the box, that engine was almost impossible to tune. I mean, it'll stay running and everything, but you saw me fighting, you know, just fighting it. It's hard to tune. That's because it has to break in, you know, it has to. Anyways, that's enough. See ya. Okay, y'all, so I just got done editing that video. I guess I'm not completely finished because I'm still talking to the camera. I'm gonna add this on. So I just in watching the video, I don't think that I was very clear. So I'm gonna make it clear, right? This thing was all over the place. It felt like it was starving for fuel. Whenever I gave it more fuel, it was flooding out. You know, it was loading up on me. It was just all over the place. So I didn't really know exactly what to make of it, but I am certain that that will change. So that's just kind of a known issue with these Echoes. They fucking suck whenever they're brand new. So it took almost an entire tank to do what I did. So there's tank 1, we can say it's done. And I can guarantee that tank 2, it's going to run better. And it's going to be probably for 2 reasons, really. I mean, a little bit of the break-in is going to be the reason. And the other reason is me finally being able to get the tune spot on. We'll see, I think, anyways. But, you know, I mean, it's to be expected. I mean, when's the last time you had a virgin? They're typically not all that good. So, anyways, but I am still happy with this. But as it stands right now, hell, even a stock Poland 4620 would probably run better than it does, as it stands right now. Maybe not. Maybe that's a little bit too harsh, but definitely it will need help. It will need broken in, and it will need muffler mods, because part of the problem could be it's got such a big honking intake setup that it's wanting to breathe, but then it can't get it out, you know. But whatever the issues are, I am 100% certain I will figure them out over time, and it will break in. And then once it's broken in, I'll go, wow, this thing's a different kind of, wow, this thing's great. And also, by the time it breaks in, that's whenever I'll go, all right, now it's time to start modifying it. And then it's just, I feel like it has a lot of potential. If I can modify this thing and it produce similar power to a 550 XP, as I mean, I know that's, you go, oh, hold on there, that's a lot you're asking and stuff. I got it out of the Poland 4620. So I should expect to get somewhere close to that with this. Maybe the stock power, if I port and polish this and everything, maybe the stock power of a stock 346 XP. I don't know, but the feel of it is truly up to snuff. Seriously, the feel of it is fantastic. It's going to be a great little saw. If it'll break in and tune right. I had the similar problems with the 4510. That thing sucked whenever it sucked for the first 2 tanks. I mean, it sucked. It was bad, you know. But then once you finally figure out what's going on, it's good. But anyways, that's enough. Long-winded video again.